But they put less effort into the later start dates than the first one. They really meant to start in 1444. It's just cool. I mean, yeah, you can even play as like Native American tribes, and then like there's like whole mechanics just for the tribes. It's like they put a lot of care into it. Yeah, it's a different play style. You can like migrate. You can like move the country around. It's crazy.
Passion.
Yeah, it's actually a really well made game. I haven't played in like half a year, but it's good.
Yeah, you sound like a Paradox spokesperson.
No, I mean
Do you think
I
it's your
like it.
favorite game of all time?
I don't know, Civ holds a very special place in my heart because I've played since I was a wee lad.
Wait, let's actually save that for the podcast. That's something I just thought of.
Yeah, it's not really
It's not really
important.
what?
I don't know. There's not really much to say. I played Civ and I like that,
Oh well.
and that's about it.
I feel like if I get you talking about EU4, you could talk about that for like 30 minutes.
Nah, probably not.
Probably. You
I,
surprise yourself.
30 minutes? No, I doubt it. There's not much to it. I mean, it's a complicated game, but like just because of the mechanics, and I don't think people want to listen to the fucking mechanics. I don't think I want to talk about the mechanics for sure. Half an hour.
Yeah, okay. I don't have any. I mean, you can see the document. I don't. What are these relationship ones? I don't think we should talk about that. That.
We were just talking about that a couple days ago, right?
Yeah.
Stop using like. That's an old one.
Yeah. We never talked about it on the podcast though.
Penis length shrinking. Big and bold. Oh, this is another old one.
Yeah, but we never talked about it, so they're just getting carried over and over again.
Man tests pregnant. I've heard of that. DJ Cooper. Why is he banned?
He was drug testing, and then he used
He
his
tested.
girlfriend's
Oh, that's really funny.
pee. That's why he tests pregnant. Solid. Okay, well, I really don't know what's a good first topic for today. Maybe away versus away.
Is the podcast called TBD3B?
Yeah, on Spotify now, and I
Okay,
updated on YouTube as well.
nice.
Are you asking for your
The
intro
intro.
tagline?
Yeah.
Hello and welcome to TBD3B episode 7.
There you go. If you Google TBD3B now, the most recent episode shows up.
When I search TBD3B, the first result I guess from geocaching.
That is true, but the second one.
Yes, the second one. He drop kicked a kid, featuring Gus.
2 hour long video. This is a hidden gem right here. Really, on YouTube.
Yeah.
5 views.
Dude, I fucking even did the at everyone in the server and no one watched it.
Of course not. It's 2 hours long. Who has time for that?
We could skip to the. Maybe we should make a clips channel. Just for the best clips. That's more editing. Well, it's not really that much more editing. I just have to render an extra fucking thing. That's okay. Okay. Well, might as well get started. Might be
dude, I'm just this 210. I just remembered that I was doing it, and I literally have no idea how to do it.
How long did you spend on it so far? Is it like Don't Starve, Roses?
I don't actually remember how Don't Starve was. Like after solving the problem, I literally don't like remember how long it took.
I remember
Um,
Roses took forever just
yeah,
cause.
Roses took a long time, but I don't think I no, I didn't actually solve Roses. You just told me the answer and I did it.
You sure?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the fold L stuff. Fold L. Yeah, wait, fold L is just iterate, right? It's like the same function.
Uh, that's something. I don't remember. That shit is useless because nobody uses fold L.
Yeah.
Stupid.
Yeah. All right, we might as well. We're starting at 1.
Okay,
I guess.
we can make it shorter because I don't know how long we'll be able to talk about these
Yeah.
garbage ass topics.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, I said I was gonna fix my sleep schedule. What I really meant is that I got 3 hours of sleep the night before, and I just wanted to go to sleep. I don't think my sleep schedule is actually getting fixed.
Did you get a good night's sleep yesterday?
Oh yeah, I slept for like 10 hours.
That's good. That's good. Recovery, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you
Debt.
can
I was
sleep
paying
another.
back my sleep debt
To who? Yourself?
myself. Yeah, I
You
deserve it.
hold, you own your own debt. What a powerful
America owned like
concept.
most of America's debt is owed to itself.
Really? How does that
Yeah.
work?
Um,
Wait, wait,
I'm
wait.
not really sure. I'm really glad this is not a podcast topic because I don't know the answer.
Okay.
um,
Then
yeah.
how'd you learn about that? That from macro?
No. Dude, I don't know how I know half the things I know. It's just I read it somewhere. And I thought that was a cool
Mm.
thing.
Yeah, but how does that make
Um,
sense though? You own your own debt.
uh,
Can't you just cancel it then? Or is
no.
it like you owe
It's like
it's
American banks that they do the lending.
okay. Oh,
Or
so it's
like
like
so,
private
I don't know.
establishments? Private banks?
It could be that. Um, eh,
If the US
mm,
government wants, can't they just like say, "All right, no more debt" to like the American banks because they're in
I
America?
think it could, but then like American banks would like never lend to them again.
That's true. Yeah.
Um, the U.S. government owes most of its 16 trillion. This is really outdated. Most of its $16 trillion debt to itself, and the Fed has been buying $85 billion more each month. Oh yeah, the Fed buys U.S. debt. Oh, it's really complicated. Oh, you remember that guy? I'm here to remember that guy. The guy that made
BD
the video.
Dobbins.
Yeah, Dobbins. He was talking about that. The Federal Reserve is like compelled to buy most of the U.S. debt. Yeah, every time. Right. So the way the U.S. government takes on debt is by issuing treasury bonds, right?
Okay.
Um, and who buys the treasury bonds? The Fed, right? So the Fed is who is like the holder of the debt.
Yeah, you explained this to me before and I'm already confused again because
Yeah, I remember now. I can't believe I forgot. Yeah.
it's like the
Uh,
Treasury, the Fed, and they're two different things.
yeah. You take macro. I mean, honestly, if you take macro, I don't know. It's kind of fuzzy for me now. Um,
Take
you'll
macro
understand it better
again.
than I don't have time.
Oh yeah, you don't have time. Take another
Maybe
semester.
I'm gonna come back for an MBA anyway, right? In a couple of years. So
Really?
I'll take macro then. Yeah,
Is
that's the
that
plan.
actually your plan?
That is the plan. I mean, it's my dad's plan, but I guess
Why
my
don't
dad's
you
plan.
just do it like now?
Um, no, I need to be able to afford it, and also it's better with like work experience.
What is the
Like
point
if
of an
you've been
MBA? Is it for management?
Yeah, it's a business degree, right? But I think it's a business administration master's, MBA. That's what it stands for. Master's in business administration.
That sounds so boring. I would never want to do that.
Well, I
Sounds,
mean, if you're gonna manage a business, that's what it's for.
yeah. I don't know if I'd manage a business.
That's where you make the fat stacks of cash. You can't really make fat stacks of cash being somebody's dog, right?
Somebody's bitch.
Yeah,
Well,
true.
maybe I'm
I
just not
mean, you're just
destined
you're a
to.
wage slave, you
I,
know?
yeah. I
It's
mean,
true. I mean,
do you think you
that's
need
the
a MBA if you want to start your own business? Like, there's plenty of
no,
small business owners that
it's true.
start it.
But I mean, if especially if you go to a top school, it opens doors, more doors than say.
To starting your own business, can't you already just do that yourself?
Well, it's not just necessarily starting your own business. I mean, okay, I'm not saying that this is going to be me because I'm me and not very up there, but um, like the CEOs of top companies, right? Like Facebook, Google, nowadays, uh, they all got MBAs at like top schools. You know, they went to like Stanford Business because that's like what they do, right? They manage the business.
Right. So,
So
is
the
that
guys at the
something
very
you
top of the
is that
ladder.
something you're interested in? Doing management stuff? Becoming a
I'm
CEO?
interested in making money, Patrick.
Oh, okay, okay. There it is. That makes sense. Okay. Wait, you plan to come to CMU to do it?
No.
Okay.
So I mean, yeah. So that's the thing, right? You want to go to a top school, so that's kind of hard to do.
Is that
So
like
hopefully,
especially important for MBAs?
they call it the Big Five, right? Big Five business schools.
What are
That's
the
like Sloan, which is MIT. What is what's I forgot the names of them. It's like Stanford, MIT, Harvard, fucking the big name schools. Okay. I don't know. That's what they say.
Wait, I didn't know
These are just
MIT
names.
was known for business school.
Yeah, yeah. MIT Sloan. That's like a top one because they have like a really strong startup culture there, right?
Right.
Um, yeah.
Is CMU one of them or no?
No. I mean, it's like decent. It's pretty good actually, Tepper. Uh, but it's like not one of the top. Tippy top. Oh, of course, Wharton. How could I forget Wharton? That's like that's the one everybody talks about.
Which school is
Um,
that?
University of Pennsylvania. Wharton is like that's like the business school almost, right? Uh, that's like where that's where Donald Trump went. Uh,
Famous alumni, just Donald Trump.
no, like Elon Musk went there. The CEO of Google went there. Sundar Pichai.
Warren Buffett, Ivanka Trump. I'm not Sundar Pichai, is that the Google CEO?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, of Alphabet.
Um, yeah,
Zuckerman.
a lot of people. See, also the thing is, it's like you're gonna go there and you meet some like Saudi prince, and then you're like set for life.
He has a perfect princess sister who's needing to be married.
Yeah.
That's how you build the ties, and then
And then bam, you're instant billionaire.
you're the new Ayub. The new and improved. Improved.
Yeah, man.
He's already good. Okay, why don't we just officially
Impossible to
start?
improve. Yeah, you should really start.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to TBD3B, episode 7.
We're on episode 7. How do you feel about that? We've done 7 episodes of this.
You know, I said it last time and I'll say it again. I can't believe we made it this far.
you actually tally up all the time we spent doing this, it's over 10 hours.
Yeah.
Like over 12 hours maybe. I think we're
Does that include
averaging.
editing time?
Well, if you include that, it's a lot more for me. But for
Uh-huh.
you, it's more like 12, 13 hours. It's like an investment, right?
Yeah.
If you
It's
could get that time back, what would you use it for instead?
oh, you know me. Got to make myself better. Yeah, going to the gym, learning.
Learning.
Yeah, that's me.
Maybe sleep. That could be like a whole 2 days of sleep, right?
That's
Like
true.
6.5 hours each. It's not bad.
Yeah, this is prime sleeping time that we do this.
Hmm. Yeah, you can tell with what we're talking about that this episode is going to be absolute shite. We have nothing good to talk about.
We really have no good topics. I'm sorry to
Uh,
whoever's listening.
First thing, let's just look at what we have.
I'm not
Uh,
sorry, Sug. No, I guess we can call him Gus now. Everyone
yeah.
knows who he is. And by everyone, I mean
Oh yeah,
Gus.
maybe we should do a bit of a recap on that episode. So
On the last episode of TBD3B. And
last time, we're like a
last time,
reality show
we'll just
now.
play a bunch of clips.
Cue the dramatic music. It's like we're in a soap opera here. So
Yeah,
that was a fun time. I think that was the
probably the
best
best
episode.
episode.
Yes.
Yeah, the one where we included our entire audience.
But learned a lot of new things. Didn't know the Canadians were that wild.
hmm I went into the episode expecting to learn more about Gus, but in reality, Gus helped me to learn more about myself.
Shit. What? What'd you learn about yourself?
I learned that I really didn't know much about Gus.
That's something new. Well, I learned quite a lot about Gus, and I thought it was a fun time. So, Gus, if you're
hmm
listening, we'd love to have you
Thank
back
you.
at some point. Thank you. Yes, it's a fun time. And oh no, hopefully we can keep getting some more guests. I was talking to another friend yesterday. We were calling, catching up from high school, and he doesn't listen to the podcast regularly, but I did promote the podcast to him, and he had
hmm
listened to the third one just because that third episode actually is such a great hook because you're like, do you want to find out about my friend who had a kid who was about to shoot up a mall? And they're like, whoa, whoa. It's such a hook, right? I can't believe,
Yeah.
how do you not use that story more often as an intro or something to like talk to people?
Well, hi, my name is Elon. A kid tried to shoot up the shopping mall
Well, you
near
don't
my
describe
near my
yourself as the
neighborhood.
kid.
Hmm?
You don't describe
Oh yes.
yourself as the one.
No, no. I mean, you said as an intro, right?
uh,
So like, this is
uh.
something cool about me.
That's true.
I don't think that's a very good. I mean, it's a nice topic, I guess, to say at parties. All the parties that I go to.
Right, so if you ever are like meeting new people, like the conversations you have are kind of crazy. Or not crazy, I don't know, they go all over the place, and I'm sure you could sneak that in at some point.
I'm sure, yeah. There's plenty of things. I'm pretty good at first impressions. I like to think, you know. It's
Really?
just ammunition, more ammunition that I have.
Why do you think you're good at first impressions?
Um, I don't know. I put a lot of effort into that. I don't really put a lot of effort into any of my other social interactions. I feel like my philosophy is that the first impression is the only thing that's important. And then after that, you can just drop off the face of the earth.
So, what do
uh,
you pay attention to specifically when doing a first impression?
well, you gotta sit up straight, firm handshake,
Okay,
smile.
this sounds very professional, right? But
No,
I'm
I'm
assuming you're
kidding.
saying
I'm
like for
kidding.
all kinds of relationships, like just making friends as well.
Yeah, no. I don't know. You be friendly. Yeah.
So, so what? After the first impression, you're just a dick.
Well, no, I'm not a dick. I just feel like I'm not a very good friend. You know, No, I don't know. You got to be confident, you know.
Okay.
Crack a few jokes here and there. You know, we have to be
Mm.
tactful. You know, you have to know when to listen, when to talk. There's a couple things here and there. I mean, there's some things that are good for any conversation, but you know how it is. It's like I put some effort into it, unlike some other things. I wouldn't say I'm very good, but I mean, you know, I'm not terrible. I hope.
When you say when you say you put some effort into it, does that mean like you practice or you just like actually
No,
thought
no.
about it? Like you're
I think about
mindful of how you introduce
it.
yourself.
Yeah, yeah. Because like really, you're just like setting up how they're gonna think about you.
Hmm.
You know, people are sort of they form an opinion about you, and it's really hard to change that opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So for better or for worse, right?
Right.
So if I meet them and I have, like I said, a very good opinion of me with them, then later on when I drop off, their opinion of me is not really going to worsen by that much. Is the idea.
Well, on
So
the converse, doesn't that if you put extra effort into your first impression, but then later on it's like different, do you feel that they might feel cheated? Not cheated, that's such a strong word, but it's like a
well,
facade.
I'm kind of lying to them in a sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm putting up a facade, but I mean I don't think it's a bad thing.
that's true. I think everyone
I'm
does it,
just trying
so.
to I'm maximizing my utility, right, out of this person that I'm talking to. um, and so that's like the way to do it, in my view. Yeah, it's worked,
Do you
I
have
guess.
a go-to fun fact for yourself whenever you have any kind of icebreaker event and they say like share a fun fact? Do you have a go-to fun fact?
Well, you know, there was this kid at my high school who tried to
Yeah.
shoot up
Wait,
a
that's
shopping mall.
perfect.
um,
I mean, I'm assuming you don't do that.
no, I don't.
So, do you actually have something?
Not really. Um, Usually, when I meet someone, I know a little bit about a lot of things. You know, most people are very passionate about some things, right? But I have no passion in life, so
Hmm.
I just kind of absorb a lot of things. Um,
The passion
so
for absorbing.
sure, I don't know. And so when people, yeah, I try to like learn a thing or two about them, right? And then hopefully there's something that you can like hook onto, right? That you might have like read a little bit about or something. Um, and then you can talk about that. And that's like a great conversation starter if you know a little bit about something, you know. Like we have a friend, um, Booyah. um,
I think you could just. I think we we can just.
his name is Booyah.
Who
um,
is Vuya?
and
Okay, we're editing this part
he's
out. Who is
from.
Vuya?
I said it in the chat. It's Ayub.
How is it Vuya?
Booyah.
Oh. Oh, okay, okay.
Sorry, it's my Spanish. V. They don't have a b sound in Spanish. It's a b sound. Sorry, they have a say a
Wait,
v.
that's just like the past episode with the Venezuela with the
Venezuela. Yeah,
B and the V.
sounds very similar.
Hmm.
Yeah, like Havana. The word, the capital of Cuba, um,
Habana.
is yeah. It's like it's spelled with a b. Yeah, I think so in
Hmm.
Spanish, and
Interesting.
it's like pronounced kind of like a v. It's not really a v. So v, you put your teeth to your bottom lip, and you say v, right? It's called a labiodental because the labio is like the lip, and then dental is your teeth, and that's how you make the sound. The Spanish pronunciation is v, and it's called a bilabial. So you put your lips together, to both lips, and then you pass air through, and that's how you make the sound.
Hmm.
Havana, Havana,
I'm guessing this is something that you absorbed from your
from
class.
my nature of language class. Yeah.
Hmm. It's a good example.
um, if we just cut out that part about our friend in the podcast, and we include this part, but the people are going to be so confused.
Uh,
um,
I don't know how
but
it's gonna go.
we'll see. I don't know. Anyway, we have this friend, and I remember that very clearly. The first time I met him, it was during O Week at our university, and um, so he said that he's half Swedish, half Tunisian,
Hmm.
and from Qatar. You know, and I was like, oh, that's cool. I'm also biracial or whatever. Um, and then so like I know a couple things about Sweden or something. Gustavus Adolphus, you know.
What is that?
uh, Gustavus Adolphus.
I
He's
don't know.
he was like a king of Sweden during like the 30 Years' War and stuff. He kind of put Sweden on the map.
Did your
Uh,
friend know that? Like when you mentioned him?
I don't know if I mentioned him then. We've talked about him for sure.
Okay.
But it's like little things like that you can like latch onto, you know? Yeah, like I don't really know jack shit about Sweden, but um, I know a little bit. So talk about that. Or Tunisia, you know? Tunis. What part is your dad from or whatever? Um, and so like you'd be surprised at how few capitals of the world people know, you know? Like I just impressed him by saying Doha. Like, are you from Doha? That's the capital of Qatar. And he's like, wow. So, you know, people, that's how you get people talking, you know,
Yeah.
and then they think you're smart because, you know, you said that one thing that you know about the country they're from.
Well, I don't
Even
know
though you don't
about
actually know that much.
I don't know about the smart part, but the goal is to find connections, because
Hmm.
that's how that's why you want to develop a relationship, a friendship, because you have a
Hmm.
connection. Like if you're completely different from someone, it's a lot harder to relate, right? Like what are the conditions for friendship?
Conditions for friendship. Yeah, I mean, having something in common, I guess, is something important.
Is that necessary? Like if you have two people that have completely different backgrounds, I'm sure they can still be friends.
Do you have any friends that are completely different from you?
Completely different,
Is it even possible? Because it's like you have to share at least your location, right?
right? Yeah.
The proximity is a thing, and so that's like something to build off of.
Just like the
Like all our
current
friends here.
proximity. I mean, that's
What do
not
you mean?
true in this online age. You could like talk to someone over the internet. They could be.
But you have to meet them at some point, some
Well, that's not
location in
true.
cyberspace.
Oh, okay. In cyber. Okay, I guess. Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, some like messaging board. There's something that unites you.
Right.
So I don't think it's possible to like even meet somebody in a situation where you have nothing in common.
Well, the whole point of being the channel through which you develop your friendship, you have to communicate somehow, right? And that's already going to be a shared avenue, right? Where you communicate.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
you're like, it could be something as lame as, oh, we both have iPhones because we're using iMessage. Uh,
Yeah, but do you randomly message people on iMessage?
no, I'm just saying, as an example, that's probably one thing, but
Yeah. No, I was thinking like you meet on some like forum
okay,
for like a game or something.
that makes
And so then
sense.
you have that game in common or something, you know? There's always something that's uniting you.
Yeah. So just having that thing that unites you, is that enough? I feel like that is. Like that's how a lot
I
of
think so.
friendships go. It's good.
I mean, do you have any? I don't think you have any friends where there's nothing in common because that like
Well
one
then,
criteria is kind
yeah,
of hard to break,
you
right?
wouldn't be friends.
Otherwise, yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting then. That means all of our friends are just people that share characteristics. So
Right.
if we suddenly cut
That's
that off, they don't share the characteristic.
then we would have never met them.
Are they still our friend?
We would have never met them. So then they
Hmm.
can't be.
That's
So
true.
it's a necessary condition. Is it sufficient though? If you meet them in this shared environment, can you become friends? I don't know. I don't think so. You have to be compatible too, right?
Hmm.
You can't have opposing personalities.
Yeah. I don't have anything to add to this. Like that's the extent of what I can think. But so you're talking about you basically absorb info, right? And this gives you a broad range of things. So if
Well, I mean, I don't know if I mean, I don't do it intentionally for the purpose of like meeting people.
no, that makes
I
sense, but
mean,
it helps, right? Because it's easier for
yeah,
you to make connections then because you know about I don't know a lot of small little things.
right. And I feel like a lot of people know a little bit about everything, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like I happen to use that when meeting new people, you know?
Mm.
So you'd be surprised if you know how you ever watch Jimmy Neutron?
No.
Never mind. I was gonna say, like, whenever he has a brain blast.
I know about
So,
that though. Like the
okay,
I've heard of it.
okay.
See, this is like a lost connection, right? If we had that connection, we'd be like our friendship would be stronger.
We'd have a song. Yeah. But anyway, you're talking to somebody. I think people could benefit. You know, do you have anything to relate to this? And then if you can dig that up and present it, like boom, bond formed. You know, that's a link right there. And then the
Right.
conversation continues. You know, it becomes more interesting.
Yeah, maybe that's where it breaks down. Like once you've exhausted the surface level, you just don't know enough about it and then you can't follow that link. So maybe the
On the
the
contrary,
requirements for a successful friendship is you need multiple connections or
that,
one
but
deep.
also on the contrary, if you have that one link and maybe you don't know that much, you can learn more about the topic by talking to them. You
No,
can build off of the
okay,
knowledge,
but
you
that's
know?
only if they also know a lot. If they know a
Oh,
lot and
yeah.
they can teach you. Like what if you both have shallow pools of knowledge about that particular subject? Then
Mm.
it's just not going to go anywhere.
Well, I feel like no, but the thing is, right? This is like part of their identity. You know, you found some like way. You found some link to their identity. You know, like with the Gustavus Adolphus example or whatever, right? Our friend here, Booyah, is he's Swedish. That's like part of his identity. So he probably knows quite a bit more about Sweden than I do. So you're latching on to like part of them.
It makes you sound like a parasite.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about like a virus, you know? You're
Very
you're
topical.
like finding an entry, yeah, you're finding an entry point into them, right?
They're the
And then
host and you're trying to latch on.
yeah. And then you can use them
You
to
can
to, fur-
use them.
to further your knowledge so that you can use it later, you know?
Is there any particular icebreaker prompt? Is there been any very memorable icebreaker prompts? Because usually they're pretty standard. Like ones I've heard a lot are like, "What superpower would you have?"
Oh my gosh.
Or "What animal would you become?" Or that's the only two I can think of at the top of my head right now. But has there been any that's been very,
Particularly noteworthy?
yeah,
No, I don't know.
crap?
That's not being included in the podcast.
Now we're keeping that in. That's good.
Are we really? Dude, this is so terrible. We
Yeah,
have
this
literally
one's
nothing to
bad.
talk about.
It's okay.
Um,
I was thinking, okay, give me 2 seconds. I feel like I do have a good one that I remembered at some point. Yeah, I don't have one.
all right, guys. Thank you for listening.
Okay, but wait. I don't think you ever answered my original question. Like, if you have someone ask you fun fact about yourself, what would you say?
Oh, fun fact about myself. I don't think I'm a very interesting person. That's a
Okay,
fun fact.
but you have to answer the question when they say that, right? During an icebreaker. So
Yeah.
what do you say?
Um.
I have a couple defaults that I fall upon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What are your defaults?
Okay. So it actually depends, like, on the group of people, right? And it's all about kind of the impression you want. Um,
Hmm. So you
so
have put thought into this, huh?
I do because, like, if that thing comes up, I don't want to be scrambling to think of something. And I,
Mm.
even though I have thought about this a little bit, I still scramble because then I forget about it when somebody actually asks me. But
It's in
some,
the DRAM as opposed to the L2.
oh man.
All right, continue. Sorry, I apologize.
uh, um, so one of the things, this is pretty recent also, as in it only happened like 2 summers ago. I actually used it when we had our like floor meeting and we had to like go around in a circle, right? And talk
Mm.
about something. I think I said I was once part of a street performance, like a unscripted street performance.
Was this with your yo-yo thing?
No, 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 no. It was me and my friends after me and three of my friends after senior year in high school or summer. We went on a trip. Wasn't anything super flashy. Like we just went to
My
LA.
motorcycle could be any.
No, I wish it was as exciting as that. We just went to LA, went to Universal, went to Malibu Beach and stuff like that, right?
Mm.
Uh, and on, I think it was the Santa Monica Pier, we were like walking along the boardwalk, and there was this group that was doing some kind of dance performance thing. And we like stopped to watch because they were doing a bunch of crazy stuff. And they were doing their whole routine. It wasn't just dance, it was like involving the crowd and cracking jokes. It was like very involved, right? And
Mm.
then there was this one point where they started getting people from the audience. And we were just standing there, right? And oh, I remember. So they needed demographics. So they needed like five old white men or something like that. So they looked for five like middle-aged white people and they got them. And then I think they needed some women as well, like 3 or 4 women.
Were they
And
trying to fill out a college class? Like,
well, they were all like adults, but at one point they got to Asians. I think they needed one Asian. And apparently there wasn't any Asians, so they just went straight for us. All four of us, like my friends, were Asians, and they just went for me. And I was like, "What the fuck? Can't do anything." But I thought that was pretty funny. And then, so what my role was basically that part of their performance. The reason why they selected different people is they had some kind of themed dance for that is like stereotypically associated with that kind of demographic. I can't remember what they did with the women or the men, and I think there were like
cooking.
there were a couple other groups also. But for the Asian one, do you know what they had me do? Why don't you guess? Or
Kowtow.
what was like the think of in pop culture, what is Asian?
Kowtowing.
Okay, more pop culture, less formal.
Um,
Yeah, I don't think
Asian dance.
yeah, I don't think you're gonna get it. They
Mm.
started playing Kung Fu Panda, like the everybody goes kung fu fighting, and we had like a whole dance routine, and it was like me and him, and I was supposed to like mirror him, and
What?
yeah, it was so impromptu, but he was just like doing dance moves to the music, and I was like mirroring him, and then we started like fake fighting or shit. It was
What? It was the point of this performance.
well, it's to I mean, it's a street performance. It's supposed to entertain, right? And people were
Hmm.
cheering and laughing, and it was fun for everyone.
Yeah, that's
Um,
fair.
the reason why this one really stuck in my head as a fun fact, because You could just say, "Oh yeah, I was in a street performance, right?" And you just stood there or something. So I had to do all that dancing, right? And then at some point, the dude took off his shirt and he started waving it around like a nunchuck or some shit, right? So to mirror him, I took off my shirt during the thing, and I don't know. That was I never done something like that. It was pretty memorable to say the least. It
Sounds
was
like a good time.
yeah. I have it record. One of my friends was recording as well, so
You can have that playing in the background of the video on
bet
YouTube.
maybe I will.
Yeah.
Uh, it was it was a very interesting thing, and that's why I kind of default to that because that's kind of a fun fact, right? Being
Yeah.
Of course, I
Part of the
never
street
said it
performance.
into that much detail when I actually say it as a fun fact. I just say,
It's a hook.
"Oh, I was involved in a street performance." Right? Yeah, but it's a hook, right? And then they'll be like, "Oh, what you do? What was the street performance?" And then I kind of go on the same story that I just went on here, or I show them the
Mm.
video because it's on my phone. So that's one of my defaults for like a fun fact, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I just went on that whole spiel. Did you think of your fun fact that you usually say?
Oh, I was supposed to be thinking of a fun fact this whole time.
Uh,
Mm. Well, we have this one time I almost broke a 600-year-old well.
hmm. Okay, I'm interested.
Kind of a boring story. It's a nice hook, though, right?
Yes, it is.
I was in Mallorca,
Where's that?
uh, 2017. Mallorca, it's the largest of the Balearic Islands in Spain. Las
Hmm.
Baleares. Um, I don't know. We were at this old church. It was like a little courtyard. There was like a well there, and I was like, "Oh, cool, a well." And so I was like, "It's like a little wheel thing or whatever." And I started messing with the well.
Right, how old were
um,
you when you're doing this? 2017, so that's like
2017, I was like 15. Oh, I've aged myself just now. That's all right.
so when
Um,
wait, you're visiting
mm.
this place and are you supposed to be touching the bell at all or
Yeah, it's like out there in the middle of the courtyard. It's no big deal.
okay.
Um, yeah, and then the spoon fell out of the well. I mean, the bucket. There was like a bucket and a spoon attached with chain. Um, and it like fell.
Was it like a metal spoon?
Yeah, yeah, but it was like attached to the bucket, thankfully.
Hmm.
It was like a metal spoon, right? So it started clanging around, and it's so loud. Oh my god! Everyone looked at me. So I had just broken this humongous, this like ancient well. Um, and then I picked up the spoon, put it back in the bucket, and then I ran away.
Wait, so when you're saying the spoon, it's not like a spoon to eat stuff with, is it?
No, it's
When
like a
you
ladle. It's like a to scoop water. You
so
know,
oh okay, so I thought when you're
it's like
saying spoon, you know like how in bells there's like the little metal thing that like that's what makes the sound because it clangs against the sides of the bell for like small bells at least.
no, not bell well.
Oh, oh, okay. Wait, how'd you get that then? Was that just like suspended above the well? Did they close the
Yeah,
well
it's like a
below?
bucket. There's a bucket. No, no, wait. It was attached to the bucket. Okay, so we have had this like slight miscommunication. Bucket is not the bell, right? Bucket is an actual bucket for the well,
Okay.
and the spoon was in the bucket, but it was attached to the bucket. So I didn't even come close to breaking this well, but it sounded like I did. That was the embarrassing part.
Wait, how
Uh,
would it resonate though? Like you dropped it and then it like
and it clanged against the side. It's a metal spoon, you know, and it's like it makes sound. It's like
okay, so like
metal
if it
and
wasn't
hollow.
connected to the bucket, would the spoon have fell down the well?
I
Like
don't
down
know if it
below?
was blocked off or not. It was probably blocked off,
Okay.
so probably not. I hope not. I don't want to think about it. I sort of blocked a lot of those memories out. It was a good time though. Um,
The trip or
uh,
the bell?
the trip, not the bell. No.
The well, not the bell. Oh my god.
Yeah, well,
See,
yeah. I
now
mean,
even
but
I'm
it
tripping you
sounds
up.
like a bell. Yeah.
See, that's an
I guess that's
effective
something.
that's an effective way to make connections. I feel
Yeah,
like
there was that other time. You feel like what?
I was gonna say describing yourself in an embarrassing situation. It makes it so both people can like laugh, right? You can laugh at
Hmm.
yourself. They can laugh at I don't know how ridiculous this story is, how funny it is, and it just like lowers the tension, makes it
True.
easier for the connection.
Yeah. There was that other time. I think I already talked about it in the podcast. The When my passport was expiring within
Yeah,
3
that
weeks,
one.
so I was barred from the flight.
That's a good one.
Yeah, that was a wild time.
What would be
It,
your
it was
hook?
like it was suspenseful, you know.
What would be
Yeah,
your
that's something.
hook for
I
that
was
one?
originally gonna say that one since I had already talked about it, but I couldn't think of the hook.
Hmm.
You know,
Yeah, that
I
one's
was
hard
banned
to
from
introduce.
Germany
I was banned
for.
from Germany. For hooks, you it's basically a clickbait title that you associate with your story
Yeah.
and you it draws people in, right?
There was that time that I didn't meet my roommate until like 2 days into a week.
2 days.
If you count the 0th day as the first day.
Wait, really? Is it just 'cause he came
Yeah,
later?
you missed the first night.
Oh,
So
okay. Well, then that doesn't really count because he just
you
wasn't
don't think?
there.
You don't remember? Oh, did I have that? Maybe I hadn't met you then. Well, we were making jokes about it.
No, I
Um,
definitely I know this story. Like you guys have talked about it before, but I was saying
it's not really that
it doesn't
interesting, though,
really
right?
count for 2 days if he wasn't even there the first day.
No, he was there though. I remember because his stuff was moving around. He would come, like unpack some stuff, and then leave, and then I'd go into the room after him, and I would like miss him, like ships
Hmm.
passing in the night.
Did you guys know what you looked like
No,
to each other? So you guys could have actually passed each other in the hall and not known. You
I
think?
didn't see him ever. I don't think.
All right.
I would have asked him if I had seen him. I would have asked him if he was my roommate because I was asking people.
You're just stopping people and saying, "Are you are you my roommate?"
You my roommate? No, yeah. I mean, I didn't ask them their names because
Mm,
you want to
right,
meet
yeah.
everyone you can during a week.
Yeah. Do you remember the did you do the play fair thing for O Week? The one where it
Um,
was like the speed icebreaker thing. Everybody was out on the lawn
yes,
area.
that's how I found out that me and my roommate have the same birthday.
Shit. Were
We
you guys in the same group on that in that thing?
no. So if you remember, we did this thing where he was like,
Oh, yeah, the birthdays.
organize yourself in a clock, you know, for each month, you know. So 1 o'clock is January
Mm,
all the way through 12 o'clock,
yeah.
which is December, and um, then you'd like hold up fingers for the day or whatever, which is kind of weird if you're anything more than 10.
See, that's the perfect
um,
opportunity to use the base 2 with
but then
the
nobody
fingers
knows
that we were
because yeah,
saying. Make it standard. It increases the
yeah,
range up to 30.
true. And so then we like both went to the same thing, and then we were like the same birthday. It was like crazy. Whoa, no way! Because we were random roommates, right? We didn't know each other, so the odds of that were pretty low.
Was there anything else interesting that did you talk to anybody else that you actually remember that you like talk to on a regular basis now?
In O week,
Yeah.
pretty
Well,
much
not
everyone on
in
the
O
floor.
Week. I'm saying in that particular event. The
Oh no, no one.
no one. That's
Yeah, I
basically the
met
same
no
for
one.
me. I can't like remember anyone
I remember
except for like one person.
casino night. Um, there was that raffle, right?
Yeah.
You could put your winnings in for a
Oh, I
raffle.
remember that. We were all
That
going
was
around and Uh,
I remembered nobody's name.
no, I remember you. Was it you? There was like someone on our floor that was going around to people because we were trying to
Yes,
get
it
the
was me
TV or
and
something, right?
Adrian.
And what were you trying to
Adrian
get?
is my roommate.
Yeah. What were you trying to
Um,
get?
the TV, I think.
Did you get it
Um,
eventually?
no.
No. I remember you came up
No,
to me and asked me for my tickets or something, like if I
did you give
wanted.
them?
I don't remember. I think I gave you some and
Yeah.
then kept some for myself.
Hmm. Maybe, who knows? If you'd given me all of them, we could have won the TV.
Fucking guilt tripping me now?
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah. I met a lot of people then. Um, I asked them, "Hey, what's your name?" Standard of week things, and then my hook. It was pretty
Do you want to
novel,
win
I
a
think. That
TV?
hook. We're trying to win the raffle by not playing any of the games and just asking people for their tickets. Would you be so kind as to give me your tickets? And most of the time, they actually gave me their tickets. Um,
Yeah.
so that was nice.
Probably because and they had it's
No
a
interest.
raffle. I don't think they
Yeah.
really cared. Prizes weren't that good. Like how big was the TV? Is it just like
I
a
don't remember.
probably wasn't even that good.
Who knows?
Probably not.
But it was a good time. I mean, I could have met. I did meet a lot of people then. I just don't remember any of them because there were too many for my brain to handle.
The people you talked to the most at CMU, did you meet any of them through that O week through any of
Casino night?
the CMU organized events? So it's not like
Oh,
you did it yourself just talking to people. It was through an
no,
event.
I don't think so.
Mm.
I mean, like there was the floor. I guess you can if you count the floor meetings and such as CMU organized, which I guess they were, right? The RA took us around, and
I
that's when I met most of the
guess.
people.
Yeah.
The floor is really the people I talked to, and some kids that I met in class.
Makes sense. I feel like that's always the easiest way for kids to meet people. It's just from an activity or from like taking the same class.
Hmm. Yeah, most of the kids that I met anyway. Well, obviously because of COVID, I didn't meet anybody in the last like semester and a half, two and a half semesters. Um, but even second semester, the first half, I didn't make any friends. I don't think. I only made friends in the first semester. Um, a couple kids I sat next to and asked them their name, but we never really talked after that.
Yeah. I have a distinct memory. There's one person that I sat next to or something, and he was like the first person I'd like ever met who was actually interested in competitive Counter-Strike, like following the
Really,
esports. And then we actually talked about like some things that were happening in the scene and like matches and stuff. It was pretty interesting because he was like the first person that I've ever met who was actually into that in real
you still
life.
talk to him?
No, never talked to him after that. Don't remember his name. I can't even remember what he looked like, but that stuck with
Well,
me because
I remember the interaction.
it's not often that that kind of stuff happens.
Hmm.
Pivot.
Man, this is so dry. There's like nothing to talk about.
Okay, wait. There is one thing. You you ever thought about this, right? Greek fraternities and sororities, right?
Hmm.
They're described using Greek letters, like sigma, kappa, those kinds of things, right?
Hmm.
So to a Greek person, they're just looking at letters, like when you describe a fraternity or sorority.
Sure.
Yeah, that's all I had. But could you imagine that? Like, what if so for English, right? It'd just be like AEL. Hi, I'm part of AEL.
Oh,
Oh,
that doesn't sound so foreign to
cool.
me.
I'm part of KK. KKK.
There is no Kappa Kappa Kappa. I don't think.
Kappa Kappa Kappa. That would be so unfortunate if that was.
Yeah, because the letter. I mean, it's the same, right?
Yeah,
No, I don't. I mean, yeah, I mean, they're just letters. Yeah.
that's kind of lame.
I mean, I mean, they're just like I don't. They're just symbols. I feel like if I was Greek, I wouldn't view them any differently.
That's true. Yeah, I guess if they were English, I would just think they're acronyms for something else. Like I
Yeah.
see EAK or something, and I'm like, Executive Action Committee with a K.
You have to
Something
get.
cool like that.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, it's not really like if this whole time they had just been in English letters, I feel like our lives would not be that different. We would not view them that differently.
That's true. Just sounds cooler if you say it with Greek. It's kind of
Yeah.
like how you import other cultures, right? You take uh actually like okay, so what I thought is I recently saw something. Somebody was talking about how there was no queso in Texas or something.
There was no queso in
Like if you go
Texas.
to restaurants and stuff, they don't have queso or something like that.
That's not true.
Okay.
Like if you go to Mexican restaurant.
Well, okay. No, no, I think it was they said like if you go to Mexican restaurants, like queso is a American thing. Um,
Yes, that's probably true.
yeah, so it's like a dish, right? And we attach like a Spanish name to it. And but it's not like inherently Spanish, is it?
Well, I mean, it's probably made by a Hispanic person. It's like how fortune cookies are not really not Chinese, right? Or like
Mm,
American style pizza is not really Italian, you know?
yeah.
I mean, but like American style pizza was like made by an Italian immigrant or the child of an Italian immigrant, you know? And fortune cookies were made by like a Chinese immigrant, you know, to the U.S. I mean, it's technically an American creation, but I mean, there's like a link to it.
Ah, I see. Wait, when you said American style pizza, have you actually had like pizza from Italy or like what's
Yeah.
the difference between the two styles?
Well, I don't know. It's a little bit different. It's like thin crust. I mean, kind of like when we went to Mercurius. This is such a, it's so horrible. It's such a boring topic. Um,
Wait, I don't think I ever went to Mercurio's, so
oh, you didn't come with us to Mercurius?
no, I've never gone to
Okay.
Mercurio's.
Well, I think it's more Italian style. It's a bit different. I mean, it's like pretty much the same thing. It's like less sauce.
Hmm. Just the sauce?
No, no. I mean, it's like thin crust also. Um, I don't know. It's a bit different. Margherita pizza.
Yeah, this episode's shite.
It's so bad.
Don't have anything. We might
um,
as well wrap it up. Let me see. Is there anything
yeah.
else interesting?
Don't you hate it how women don't have pockets? I'm so thankful I'm a guy.
I am thankful for that though. Imagine not having pockets to actually store stuff.
hmm
I don't
I
know.
mean, it's for the purse industry, you know, keep everything in their purse.
Yeah, but I guess I feel like at some point enough people have got to have complained about that I'm okay, if somebody made jeans for women and they had pockets, I'm sure that thing would sell like crazy.
Nah, I don't know. I mean, if there was really demand for it,
I feel like there is a demand for it.
you think so? Have you heard women be like, "Damn, I really wish I had pockets."
Yeah, I have.
All
Not
right.
in real
Well,
life, but I've seen it on the internet. I don't go around asking
well, we
women.
should take a survey.
Yeah,
Well, I
take
mean,
a sip.
if you find this gap in the market, I mean, it's not like other people haven't noticed that women pants don't have
Then
pockets.
why don't they invest in that? Like, it can't take
There
more
has to be a reason, right?
money to like
You need
to
a little bit
develop.
more fabric, right?
Okay, but you're already doing that for like male jeans.
Okay, so you want to get into the women's jeans market?
Yeah.
All right, let's do
Get our
it. This is
MBA
terrible.
first, and then we'll do that, right?
Yeah, yeah, let's do it.
We'll
Yeah,
know how to start
there
up a
you go.
business.
With our CMU CS knowledge plus the MBA,
Yeah,
we'll be
what? How is our
unstoppable
CS knowledge
in
gonna
the
help us?
in the
Web dev.
fashion industry.
It's gonna help us
We
with the
can
web
design the.
dev. Make
Oh
our
no,
sales website.
we've been condemned to front end.
um. Yeah, this is garbage.
The only reason I brought that up is that I could take this off the dock.
uh. Oh, I saw something. I saw one of my friends from high school who's like a year younger or 2 years younger. He like posted a picture of himself uh during a high school soccer match. He's like part of the soccer team. They were all wearing masks. And I don't know if this is standard now for like high school sports or just like sports in general at like collegiate level as well. But I feel like that's gotta be very inhibiting. Doing like intense physical activity and having to
Hmm.
wear a mask. Uh,
I mean, they say that it doesn't affect your oxygen level, right?
yeah, but it makes it harder to breathe. Like just for
Yeah,
yourself, right? You have this thing in front of your face,
yeah, that's
and
true. I mean, I remember I do deadlifts, um, and like it kind of take a lot out of you, the deadlifts. And so
as in you
then I
have to
have
like
like,
breathe a lot.
yeah, yeah, you get tired. You like, I don't know. Maybe I'm bad, but I I start like panting, you know. Um, and so then I like pull the mask a little bit. I don't take it off. I just kind of pull it a little bit so I can breathe easier.
Oh, so do you actually keep the mask on when you're doing in the gym?
Exercise. Yeah, well, I don't do cardio, so it's not like that bad.
That's true.
It's just like the 30 seconds to a minute after I do the deadlift that I'm a bit tired.
But you do
Yeah.
keep like the mask on at all times, like in the gym.
Yeah, yeah. You're not allowed to take it off.
Okay, that does make sense because it is indoors, so it's
Um,
actually relevant. But these people playing soccer, they're like all outdoors, and that's why I felt that seems a little strange and
excessive.
yeah, and hard for like I would not like that as a student athlete having to do
I
that.
mean, it's hard enough for me to breathe as is when it comes to cardio.
Yeah.
Not because I have asthma or anything, but just because I'm really out of shape.
Hmm. Yeah. I feel like
Well,
that's
thanks
it.
for watching, everyone.
Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll come back next week with a better one. Fuck. See
Yeah,
y'all. Bye.
hopefully. Yeah.